Hey guys, this is Julio. Welcome to Side Tech. Thank you guys for coming to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, I would highly encourage you guys to do so. I want to keep putting out more content. Like I mentioned before, busy with school and everything, but I want to be able to provide more for you guys. And today I wanted to talk about the iPhone 12 Pro Max. First off, I want to apologize. Right now we are getting the Santa Ana winds and I still don't really have a place situated to record videos, so some parts might be windy. You can hear a leaf blower in the back. Just try to ignore it. And secondly, at least for this part right now, I am recording in a Galaxy S10 for the purpose of having the iPhone 12 Pro Max in my hands. Before this, I was actually using the iPhone 11 Pro. So in today's video, I do want to talk about the difference from jumping from an iPhone 11 Pro to an iPhone 12 Pro Max. So like I mentioned before, I am recording right now with an S10, and that's for the sake of having both devices in my hands right now. But since I will be reviewing more the iPhone 12 Pro Max, what you'll see being recording now is an iPhone 11 Pro when I'm talking. But if there's any videos or photos done with each device, I'll actually have it in the corner so that you guys can see. Alright, so now that I have the 11 Pro recording, let's start talking. So the reason why I want to compare the 11 Pro to the 12 Pro Max is because the 12 Pro Max actually has the big camera bump compared to the 12 Pro, which is a little bit better, but it's still not as highly significant, I want to say, as the Pro Max. So most people now, I've always been having the same size, always been sticking to the smaller iPhone, but then this was a tougher choice for me because for the video purposes I always recorded, and the 12 Pro Max now has a video recording than the 12 Pro. And I'm sure maybe not everybody's in the same boat, but if already the 12 Pro Max has a better camera, a lot of people are going to be considering jumping from a regular size 11 Pro to a 12 Pro Max. So I took about a week-long vacation, kind of COVID-wise, just driving everywhere in the car, just going to hotels and just staying in there. But I thought that was a good kind of experience to kind of test out the phones. I took both of them for trying to see any difference. So we will talk about four things: specs, size, battery, and camera. So let's start with the specs. The iPhone 11 Pro has 4 gigs of RAM and it starts at 64 gigabytes. Used to be 1,000, now it's not being sold anymore, but it was for that price. Now what the good thing they did with all the Pro series is that now it's starting at 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. So the 4 gigabytes of the 11 Pro and the 6 gigabytes of the 12 Pro / 12 Pro Max, you will be able to tell the difference, but not necessarily. The thing is, Apple has been working with their processors since they make them themselves, and they actually have pretty good RAM management that you really won't notice. The big difference that I notice is usually, let's say I'm using Google Maps. I want to take a picture or video while in the car. Afterwards, going back in, it just completely wipes it out and the app restarts. I have to start all over again. With the 6 gigs of RAM in the 12 Pro Max, it actually did last a little bit longer, but I still found the exact same thing. So I think for the most part, RAM shouldn't be a thing you should be upgrading it for. If you find yourself using internal storage compared to actually using the cloud, starting storage at 128 gigabytes might be actually better for you. But I think that's a personal preference of what people choose. But hey, I'm glad it's included. Not exactly the reason why I jumped up, but it does help. Also, Apple did bring back MagSafe to the iPhone 12 Pro Max, so there's actually magnets that you can line up in the back. I don't think that's a reason for people to upgrade. Yeah, it's cool, it's a nice gimmick, but right now, things aren't there yet. In the future, I'm sure there will be a lot of developed products that can actually utilize it for a lot more than just charging while you're at home. I've already seen some included for cars, but it shouldn't entirely be a reason for you to upgrade because of MagSafe. So I'm not going to include magnets right now just because I haven't found myself to use it, and right now I'm not actually encouraged to. So number 2, size. And that's because this iPhone 12 Pro Max obviously bigger than the 11 Pro, but the screen is actually bigger than the 11 Pro Max. Like I said, for me, I never really felt like I needed a Max, just because if I felt like I needed a bigger screen, I had my iPad to do that. So I've always just been having little phone in the pocket, and it's been good. But the 12 Pro Max does have better specs on everything else, so it only took me like 2 days to get used to it, honestly. At first it does seem really intimidating. Now I hold the 11 Pro, and it does seem like I'm still really used to it, that I can go back to it easily. But now it's just a lot easier to keep having the 12 Pro Max. That size isn't bad. Now let's talk about the screen. The screen does have ceramic coating now, which should protect against drops and cracks like that. But because of that, the technology actually makes it good for cracks, but you actually lose some of the quality from that, and it actually scratches up a lot easier. For the sake of trying everything out, I'm actually using my phone without a screen protector. So far it's been good, but I did notice in the top there's just some smidges and stuff that kind of stick between the stainless steel and the glass. So this is about a month and a half in, and you can already see some scratches coming through. So let's talk about battery, because that was a big concern with these phones. So because of the new design, they're actually a little bit thinner than that, and because of that, they actually have a smaller battery than their counterpart. But there's actually a smart way to do this. The reason why this makes sense is because you're not jumping laterally between Pro devices. So let me explain. What I mean by lateral, meaning comparing an iPhone 11 Pro Max to a 12 Pro Max, and an iPhone 11 Pro to a 12 Pro. So with the 11 Pro Max, you're going from a 3,969 milliamp hour battery to a 3,687 milliamp hour battery. That's less. If you're going from an 11 Pro to a 12 Pro, you're going from a 3,046 milliamp hour battery to 2,815 milliamp hour battery. So again, you lose there. I really doubt anyone's going from an 11 Pro Max to a 12 Pro, because from there you're going from a 3,969 milliamp hour battery to a 2,815 milliamp hour battery. Big loss. So the only way you can actually switch from an 11 Pro to a 12 Pro is going from a straight 11 Pro to a 12 Pro Max. Jump from 3,046 to 3,687 milliamp hour batteries. So yeah, laterally you do lose battery from going from one device to another, and both 12 Pro models have a slightly bigger screen size, so you'll actually have to power a little bit more. And both phones have 5G now, compared to both 11 Pros that only have 4G capability. The new chip in the 12 Pro does help with efficiency, but it really doesn't help that the battery is smaller. So in order for you to really feel like you won through this, you have to go from the 11 Pro up to the 12 Pro Max. Alright, so let's talk about camera. Both phones shoot really good. Like I mentioned previously, my girlfriend has the 12 Pro. Hey guys, this is Julio, and this is my girlfriend Cindy.
Hi.
Today she did receive her iPhone 12 Pro. I'm getting my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and it just hasn't been arrived yet, but we do want to open this up first so she can have it. And want you guys to get the first look for it, so take a look. So this is what the phone looks like. This is Pacific Blue. Do you like it?
It's pretty.
The aperture from an 11 Pro to a 12 Pro does go from 1.8 to 1.6 aperture for the wide angle lens. But from that you aren't really able to tell much. You can see some pictures look a little bit clearer, but it's kind of up to you to justify the prices that much to really give into it. Now with the 12 Pro Max, that has the bigger sensor, which should let in more light to actually capture a better picture. You can see in some instances where it does look better in the 12 Pro Max, but it still looks really good in the 11 Pro, that you shouldn't really not get the 11 Pro or choose not to upgrade because of it. So the sensor shift stabilization is new with the 12 Pro Max. If you do a lot of video recording where you're moving a lot, you can see that there is a difference when recording from the 12 Pro Max to the 11 Pro, I still get this weird kind of shifting glare in the bottom. I don't really know what that is, but from you can tell with everything else, it actually is a little bit more stable. So from there you can see that the 11 Pro is more than capable of still of taking amazing photos and videos. For me, I thought the 12 Pro Max was just a bigger upgrade just because of the video recording that I do for my YouTube videos and just everywhere else that I record. So for me, I felt like it was a really good update. However, not everybody will feel the same, and that's entirely fine. That's what the point of this review is for. So going over again, the specs, they do help, not that noticeable. The size, a little bit difficult to get used to, but it only took 2-3 days. After that, I'm pretty solid with it. The battery, I do see that's helped so much. And again, I think you can only do that from switching from an 11 Pro or older device to a 12 Pro Max. And fourth, the camera, I do see there's a difference in what enticed me to get it. However, the 11 Pro is more than capable of still taking really good pictures and video. So if you really like this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I do have more videos coming out soon, so thank you guys so much for supporting me. I still have the Tesla videos that I want to roll out to you guys. Sorry it's been so busy. I wanted to get this one out just because 12 Pro Max is still kind of fresh out there, and a lot of people are having that debate whether they want to upgrade when they have to change a phone completely. So I just really wanted to get this out to you guys, and hopefully you guys find it convenient. But alright, thank you guys very much. Take out.